はい、こんにちは。ディスコエリジウムザファイナルカット続きをプレイしていきます。なんていうのここ西地区でいいのかな。こっち側ね。こっから西側。これ何教会って書いてあるな。教会がこんなとこにあるんだ。こっちもだからまだ私がいるのこの辺でしょ。こっからこう行けるそうだもんね。なんだったらもっとこの辺まで行けそうだよね。まあこのファストトラベルできるようになったのは大きいかな。よし。じゃあ引き続きその西側を探索していきたいということで、ボートがありまして、船の腹の部分はタールを塗られたばかりだ。こっちは戻る感じか。なぜこんなものが魚の中に。何があるの？フランコネグロ騎兵隊のブーツ。視覚プラス1。容器があって、ボートが係留されずに気ままに浮かんでいる。お金。はしごの先を見ると海藻の間を魚の群れが泳いでいる。あなたの重みで板張りがきしむ。怖いね。
Hi, officer.
網漁師リリエンヌ違うな、リリエンヌ。はい、おまわりさん。いいね。
Factory balanced, Bakelite and stainless steel.
剣の話だね、多分これね。
Anything I can help you with?
ここは一体どこなんだ？
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
イリシブルと呼ばれている。なぜなんだ？
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
聞きたいことがあるんだ。まずは君の名前は？
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
確かに。人を探してるんだ。知ってたら助けてくれないか？
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
行方不明の未知動物学者を探してるんだ。
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
見つけるのが難しい生き物を探してる人たちさ。
Aha! Like snowmen.
スノーマン。ああ、雪だるまね。スノーマン。俺はそんなの聞いたこともない。
Two old guys have been wandering around here.
Oh.
Nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
みたいなって？
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men, burning rhinos. You get the picture.
その二人はどこに行ったんだ？
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula,
下
I
っ
guess.
たところ、
I mean,
あっ
that's
ち
where
の
they were
方、
heading.
北か。
What's you looking for besides snowmen?
今のところはそれだけ。
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
実は別の人を探してる。探してたっけ？
Oh?
だよ
Well,
ね。
how can I assist you then, officer?
仕事は何をしてるんだ？網漁師じゃないの？
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
あのタオルを塗ったボートの持ち主はリリエンヌなのか。他には？
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
それで暮らしていけるのか？
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
もしかすると私が欲しいものを持ってるかもしれない。面白そうだな。何を見つけたんだ？
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once.
一度、
Bottled, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
一度、地雷が打ち上げられたこともあったわ、一度か。地雷に繋がってんのか、これ。
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one
あら。
thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
死体かな。ハーブ。流れ的にはハーブか。死体はまた別の今別に死体探してないもんな。ハーブは探してる。質問があと一つってのは、そっか、ヘルメットもらえるのかなと思ったけど、ヘルメットは見つけてないんだね。じゃあハーブ。
Don't have any. Those get cleaned out
違う、
so
そういう
fast
ことじゃ
even
ない
the
よ。
local bums can only stand by and watch with watery mouths. Always by strangers too. Union folk don't stand this kind of stuff around here.
この選択肢じゃなかったっぽい。もう残ってない。使っちゃったって。いい剣だな。
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
使い方はどうだろうな。聞く必要あるかな。聞くだけ聞いてみるか。使い方知ってるの？
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
立派だ。
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
なぜ脅迫戦術が必要なんだ？
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
なるほど。典型的な家父長制のナンセンス。男のもたらした毒だな。
Sure. Venomosity. But boys will be boys, and God knows we don't have many around. So far, the sword has been enough to keep them in line.
その剣貸してくれないか？
No, I'm
ダ
afraid
メ
not.
か。
Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave.
なんかバールのようなものの強化版も欲しいんだよね。この剣が代わりになるかなと思ったけど、貸してくれないって。そんなに役に立てたらなんでもっと多くの女性が武装しないんだ？
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her.
不思
Show
議？
her the wonder.
不思議？
Coach means the expression.
これ何の意味があんだなんかろくな選択肢がないな。俺はちゃんとした男だ。信じてくれ。こっちかな。これが割と真実だっていうのもどうかと思うけど、俺が会ってきた人のほとんどは恐れを抱いていた。
Aye. No one wants to talk about how frightened they are. But only frightened people are really dangerous. And plenty of them are dangerous.
それで男たちはどこにいるんだ？
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
で、その夫はどこにいるんだ？薄のろなんて言う必要ないよね。
Gone.
去ったか。去ったってどこに？
To the waves.
いい。
The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
これ以上は何も言わず、彼女が口を開くのを待つ。
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
悲しみには時間が一番の薬だよ。
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
あ、子供この辺にいんの？あ、そう。2人いるらしいよ。石で遊んでんだって。
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her.
うん。
She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
おー、誘うね。いい場所をまだ知らないだって。キムがついてくるのはなんだかだ。なんだか変だかな。ちょっと文字が切れてるのかな。なるほど。ホワイトだけど、なんか今これチャレンジする感じじゃないよな。で、あれはあんたの月符
Sure
か？
is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
まあ確かに今雨降ってるね。晴れた日が？
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the rain streaming down the yellow belly of the boat.
ボートが使えるようになるのはいつくらいだと思う？
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
波と風が収まる頃。
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
じゃあ、そのうちここに戻ってきてデートに誘ってみるか。お金。ここからは家の中は見えない。ここから北行けんのかね。ここは開く？固く閉ざされている。そしてこの人も女性かな。洗濯服。服の入った桶の横に座る女性が奇妙なメロディーを口ずさんでいる。彼女の目は閉じられたままだ。
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Sigayan, also known as the apricot suzunti.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Then how does she know you're here?
うん。見えてないんならなんで俺がここにいるって分かったんだ？
I still have a golden ear. Come, come.
近寄る。
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
うん。彼が言ったことはな、俺たちは警官だってことだ。トラブルを起こすんじゃなくトラブルの対処をするんだよ。
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
12年前にここに来たの私。待ってくれ、俺は以前にここに来たことがあるのか？
No, not you
なんだなんだ。
personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there.
うんうんうん。
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
うん。その強調ってのはどんなものなんだ？
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
もし俺が強調だと思われてるならなんでみんなそう教えてくれなかったんだ？
Maybe they are afraid.
なぜ？
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've
う
built.
ーん。
I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
この辺に誰か来たらどこに泊まる？
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
あ、いくらだ？
I won't charge you for it.
お
Take it as a
ー。
gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
待て、ちょっと待ってくれ。俺にタダでくれるってのか？
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
いいね。タダで泊まれんだ。RCM としてはタダで宿を提供してもらっていいものかわからないな。あのガルテって男に至っては、俺から毎晩金を巻き上げるんだ。あんな外よりちょっとあったかいだけの部屋を使わせておいて。なんてこと言われたってわかんないよね。乗った。鍵を受け取る。
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
うんうんうんうん。
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
ここに泊まるのもありか。でも、あの部屋の中でやりたいこともあるんだよね。この漁村には何があるんだ？
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
どういう意味だ？
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
何かはあるはずだろう。教えてくれ。
Over there, you can find more of the
南
city.
西。
Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
ポックス。
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be. during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see.
その病院はどうなったんだ？
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
この村には他に誰が住んでるんだ？
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
リリエンヌにはもうあった。
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
酔っ払いなんてまだ見かけてないが、こ
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself.
っちの方
Won't
にい
have
たよ
to
ね。
look long to find these guys.
この辺でちょっとばっかり小銭を稼げる方法はないか？
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot
ふん
about.
ふんふんふんふん。
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
わかった。他にも聞きたいことがある。
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
海岸をずっと下ると何があるんだ？
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the Dolorian Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
なぜ見捨てられたんだ？
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening.
ふん
Crime,
ふんふんふん。
accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
このマップ上のこれは本当にあるんだね。教会。これ下る、内側に下ってるんだ。海岸を下ると。こんなんはないだろうな。観覧車は。海岸を下ったら他に何があるんだ？
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant.
うん。
Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
どっちだ？集合住宅なのか電力施設なのか。
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
他に何か特筆すべきことは？
Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
こんなところにある魚市場に誰が来るんだ？
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
それだけか？
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the
いろいろあるね。
abandoned building
病院とか
over at
教
Lansing.
会、発電所、住宅地、ランズエンドの廃墟。
Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible.
Nothing is impossible, surely.
And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
うん。あんたのことを教えてくれ。あんたは本当は何者なんだ？
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
警部補町長、ハリアー・デュボーだ。
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them, double.
やっぱ町長はいじられやすいか。じゃあな、俺はもう行くよ。鍵ありがとう。入ってみよう。
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
中になんか変な。
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check
Ho,
out
ho,
your
ho, ho,
new
ho.
living arrangements. But just so you know,
はい。
after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
いやいやいや。
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
ここでお別れ今日まだだよね。ここでお別れなのかな？それはちょっと困るな。あとなんだ、なんかアイテムゲットしたのか？これか。海岸にある小屋で見つけたテープ。A 面に3サンスで一番小さな教会と書かれている。B 面にはインストゥルメンタルバージョンが吹き込まれているらしい。再生するにはラジカセが必要だ。ラジカセ。ラジカセか。
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal-reel at hand.
携帯式。売ってたな。売ってたぞ。あれか。
A pawn shop. A
だよ
pawn
ね。
shop would have a tape player.
売ってた。どうしよっか。いくらしたっけかね。じゃあ、入ってみようか。おう。服だ。コロイエフジャケット。
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it.
あ、ここにも鏡あんだ。
The expression.
ほう。波、海、それから教会が見える。
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
髭を剃るのが正解か？
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up.
いいじゃん、髭。92%。揃うよ。
Your hand trembles as you scratch your cheek. Oh, that's not how a grown man shaves.
失敗するか。生蔵のカミソリ目、もっと力を入れるか。この辺りでやめておこう。
Thank God. I would have cut your throat.
危ない。
The centipede is exaggerating. People don't actually cut their own throats when they're shaving. At least, not accidentally.
なんだろうな。なんで失敗するんだろうな。SF 雑誌。ここあったかそうだよ。 ね現実について知る。これはいいとして、イブラートのために部屋を開ける。あ、これジャーナルだ。こっちじゃなくて、どれだ？マップだ。タスク。鏡。うん。あの部屋でやりたいことってもうあと鏡だけだとしたら20リアル払って泊まる必要ってもうないな。ここで鏡があるもんな。ね。ベッドは寝ちゃ
The
う
bed is comforting, if a bit run
うん
down.
うんうん。
Still, you've earned a rest.
まあちょっと後で9時前に一回部屋に戻ってみようか。何もあそこでやることがないんだろ。あれキムあ、いた。キムの駐車場みたいになってる、ここ。ありがとう、おばあちゃん。あ、子供たちいた。なるほどね。こんなとこにいたのか。落書きのせいで判読できない道路標識。お金。マグネシウムとお金。子供に話しかけよ
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
う。双子か。
He can't be more than 5 years old.
薄汚れた。せいぜい5歳というところだろ
The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
う。君たちがリリエンヌの双子だな。
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
かわいい。そりゃもう言っただろ
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders.
うん。
The other one laughs as well. The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
君たちそっくりだな。
The stone kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that
Eh?
you just started.
怯えてしまった。
He looks just like me.
そう言っただろ
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
あんたはどうなんだ子供おもてなし大臣か
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
子供ってやつはバカだよななんて言いたくないよね。じゃあな。黄色いのなんだこれ。はっきりとは見えないが、暖かな色調で居心地が良さそうだ。ここおばあちゃん家かなプランターだって。つまりこれもか。あ、本だ。子供の読み物。あ、そっか。服手に入れたのか。兵隊のブーツ。こっちの方がかっこいいかな。あとパンツか。マイナスのないパンツが欲しいな。ジーパンも反応速度マイナス1。うん。 まあいいでしょう。で、これだ。小学1年生向けの教科書。表紙を見ると、熊型ロボットがアルファベットでいっぱいの手押し車を押している。どうやら手際が悪いようだ。S は端から危なげにぶら下がっていて、E はとっくに落ちている。子供たちはもっと気をつけるべきだ。
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A primer for small kids. There's a bear involved.
こいつは俺にぴったりだ。
This book will show you the score. Get you oriented with those basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life.
何の内情だ？
The alphabet.
ページをめくっていく。
Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows.
やってみよ
A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for diamite. E is for ellipse. F is for phlogiston. G is for gamete.
う。ほぼ何言ってるかわかんない。
H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for Ura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum. M is for myriad. N is for nadir. O is for aureole. P
よ
is for
し。
perihelion.
あ、まだ続いてた。よし。
Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. V is for vector. W is for Wahrheit. X is for xylophone. Y is for Ustava. Z is for zenith.
これで終わりか？なんかところどころもう英語じゃないのも混じってた気がするけど。
That's it. You know the alphabet now.
キム、アルファベット覚えたぞ。
Good. I also know the alphabet.
本をしまう。これによって、なんか子供たちとの会話が
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
変わらず。このうち入ってみようかな。お邪魔しまーす。あ、まだ子供いる。お、エリマキライチョウの剥製。盗んだ。誰の子？
Hello, mister.
ほう。
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls
アー
it
マーの
around.
グローブ。思ってるって聞いたんだが、君か？あ、そうなの？君かい？
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
で、そのグローブは今どこにある？
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
We are going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
Oh. They're in my sandcastle.
ほ
Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle.
う。なんか砂遊びしてるような場所あったな。うん。君はリリエンヌの娘か？
Yes!
あ、そう
I
なの？
am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
ああ、さっきあった。
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
表にいる双子はあんたの兄弟か？
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
そっくりだ。だろう？俺もそう言ったんだ。
They look identical.
これは何なんだ？天井から取り外した鳥の剥製を見せる。
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you make up for the school.
おー、なるほどね。そうだな。何に使うんだ？
I don't know.
もらってもいいか？そういう鳥の剥製が大好きなやつを知ってるんだ。
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
もう取ってるしって言われちゃった。君が持ってるのは何だ？
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like,
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
ランビーは柔らかそうだな。
yes. Very soft.
ランビーに頬を押し当てて挨拶をする。
Isn't he soft?
回復した。さようなら。
Bye!
かわいい。よしよしよし。いいもんゲットした。工業用石炭ペレット。そんなものを燃やしてるのか。薪とかじゃなくて。ここだ。ここにあるぞ。うわぁ、まだ
Weather
北行け
has not
る。
been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to
壊
you
れてる。
from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
壊れてる。
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
鹿墓地に手を伸ばし光る物体を引き抜く。
The walls and floors give way to the
やっ
giant
たー。
screen, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
あとヘルメットと胴体？そんな少ないのかな？装備できるかな？できる。手さばきプラ2。手さばきか。今の時点で6なんだよね。そうか。他のスキル上がってほしかったな。肉体系上がってほしかったな。まあしょうがない。拳を握ったり開いたりするのがこんなに楽しいとは。セラミックの小板が心地よいクリック音を立てる。少し砂がついているがグリップ感は素晴らしい。完了した。アーマーのグローブを探す。あとはあと何があるんだろうね。アーマー。まあ、二つはあるだろうね。最低でも。いたいた酔っ払え。ガラス製の空き置き。じゃあ会話。あ、これなんだ？これ人か。アビゲイルに電話するんじゃねえだって。
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
アビゲイルって誰だ？
Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
あんたは誰だ？なんて名前だ？
Don't call Abigail.
なぜアビゲイルに電話したらいけないんだ？
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
近寄る。
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
ここはなんだ？
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
おい、大事な操作をしてるんだ。俺の質問に答えることを要求する。
There's no use in yelling at drunks.
そっ
He's
か。
barely holding it together.
The drunk man starts coughing a really disgusting hacking cough.
あんたの友達のことを教えてくれ。
Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Don't call.
経験値もらった。
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
次この人。
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
握手する。
So what's happening?
何？テキーラだって？
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high concept reality-based adventures proceeding?
これ最近どうって言ってんだね。よくはない。俺は50歳の負け犬だ。
That's harsh. I'm like 3 or maybe 4 years into mine. Wait, no. Make it 5.
リクラ TM とは？
Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back, no word from my business buddies.
あんたたちはこんなとこで何してるんだ？
We are saving the world.
Please. Please don't call. Don't call.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
テキーラサンセットって何なんだ？あんたはずっとそう繰り返してるが。
It's you. Your Tequila Sunset.
なんでそうなったんだ？
We've met before. Don't you remember?
前に会ったことがある。
No, you sure don't.
覚えてない。
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
よし、聞こう。
Mm-hmm. Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean
金曜日。
you. The man, the myth.
待て、俺たちは金曜日に会ったのか？
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
どうぞ続けてくれ。
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this, we get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
土曜の夜遅くだったって。
Do you remember the sound of it clicking? The billboard.
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
当然だ。こっちもこっちもあれだけどな。当然だ。
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach, you revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs. The time hath come! So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things!
何も言わないでおく。その方が威厳が増すだろう。最低だ。その後どうした？
Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
The muscles in your right leg tense up. Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed. We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
俺の本当の名はハリーだ。
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
そのパーティーは何時間ぐらいやってたんだ？
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
特定の誰かにやられたとかなんか言ってなかったか？
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking
お、
around here.
3人目が喋り出した。
Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
他に何かなくしたとか口にしてなかったか？
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
同僚のことは？
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
なんかいろいろ言ってるな。そしていろいろ覚えててくれてるな。
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
事件について何か口にしてなかったか？
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
俺たちは話をしたのか、その政治的な話とか。
Yeah, you said that you'd really behaved unreasonably and failed to uphold your responsibilities as a representative of the coalition.
俺がどんなタイプの警官だったか読み取れたか？
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted
さすが
on
面
everyone
目ないで
around
か。
you.
酔っ払ってても謝る。迷惑をかけつつ。
You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
これ以上は聞きたくない。
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
あんたは話が上手なタイプの人間のようだな。そのうちまた別の物語も聞かせてくれるか？
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller.
まだあんの？
Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.